Good evening, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Hope everybody's having a good evening. I wanted to continue on with the other day when I had made they're little double pockets with up tucks and little booklets in them. Well, I had found the rest of the stationery pack with the paper. Let's see if I can find it. Well, it was this matching paper right here. And then I also found these. I want to show you. I'll move this out of the way. I went ahead and I prepped everything ahead of time. My brother came over yesterday. He took a look at my MacBook Pro, and he couldn't believe how many photographs I had uploaded. 2,299. And he said that's what's eating up all your memory on your laptop. So we had to back them all up onto an external hard drive, and then we had to erase them, and it was so scary to erase that many photos and videos. But I had it backed up on the hard drive, and I went ahead and bought one of those photo sticks you see that they advertise on TV where you can back up any device on a little zip drive. And I had bought one, and I went ahead and did that, and I backed everything up before we started this. That way, in case anything happened, I would still have all my photos and videos, because I would have been devastated, because a lot of the videos, besides being YouTube videos, were of my grandbabies, so we don't want to lose that. So this came along with this stationery pack. This is how it came, I guess. But when I looked at it, I'm like, wow, that looks like a journal cover. Look at the way it's cut and everything. That's the way I cut my journal cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue this piece in. I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit. I hope I stay in the middle today. Let me open this up. Maybe that will help. Keep me right there. So I'm going to put this in first. So let's I'll get a glue book. Turn to a fresh page. We'll get this down. Since this is going in the middle, I think I'm just going to do glue stick, and then I'll do some art glitter glue around the edges. So my brother kind of looked at my videos, and he was trying to give me some advice. He actually sat down. I had 7 questions for him on how to edit videos. He answered all of them for me. He gave me the directions. I wrote everything down, every word he said. Put it in I have a journal that I keep all of my information for YouTube in. And last night, oh, there goes my glue stick. Every video, I've got to drop something, and that was it. That was my glue stick. So last night, I sat and on my iPad. He really wants me to do it on my MacBook, but it was charging, so I got on my iPad. I went to iMovie, and I took an old video of mine, and I started doing some editing, and oh my God, it was fun. And it wasn't as I was so intimidated by it that I was paralyzed, that I couldn't do it on my own. Well, guess what? I'm just using a bone folder to kind of make this lay flatter. Just pushing it down, because it had something inside of it. But all right, so I was saying why would they put this beautiful paper on the inside of these envelopes? That's what started this whole thing. Is these right here, they were envelopes, and they had this beautiful paper on the inside. So I flipped them around, I inverted it, and they came out real. I thought they were beautiful. And this is marbled paper. And when I read this on here, this is made in Italy. And I don't know if anyone knows, what's his name? Ra- um, Rajiv Surendra. He has a YouTube channel, and he travels. But his main thing is he hand makes so many different things. He's so talented. He was actually one of the cast members in Mean Girls, but that, I guess acting didn't work out for him. So he's actually doing what he said is what he really wants to do, is teach people how to do handmade crafts. He went to Italy and he made this marbled paper, and it just struck a chord with me. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, it's so beautiful. I have to do something really good with it. So, let me make sure that I get my paper glued down good. There's a bump there. I need to just, yeah, you know what I just did though? I only used glue. I didn't use my art glitter glue. But you know what? It's going to be on the inside, and I'm tying in a signature. Don't think it's going to matter at all. And I'm gluing this down over it. So now we have to take our art glitter glue, and I'm going to go underneath. Hope you can see this. You might not be able to see this, but I'm just putting glue underneath so that I can glue it down. I'm making a little journal cover. And once art glitter glue glues down, it's not coming up. So I just want to get these, I don't want them to be loosey-goosey the way they are right now. So I'm just going to go around. So besides learning how to do some editing, he wants me to do like an intro video and an outro video, which is the beginning of a video and the end. And what else did he want me to do? Oh, he wants me to stop making such long videos. So I'm going to try. I mean, once I get into the craft room, I don't want to stop. But, you know, I also, you know, it has to be, the time that I'm doing this has to be more reasonable. I mean, if I want to craft when I shut the camera off, I can still craft. So it's not a big deal. And I'm never short for ideas. So what I can do instead of videoing so much is just prepping my stuff ahead of time and making it so I can just make the thing I want to make without having to make every single thing I do from scratch. Like, that's what I usually do in my videos. I don't need to do that. Instead of making 3 of these in one video, I'm just going to make 1. And that should be sufficient. Okay. I think I am going to make another one of these on my own, and then I'm going to photograph it for a reel and a short. But this one is for today. It's our video. So I'm going to go ahead now that I covered the middle, because you can see the middle when you put the paper on. And I didn't want to see that, but look at that pretty green. And you'll see that I used that green on the cover too. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to bring these over here. I have to do both of them. So I'm going to try to remember to do glue and art glitter glue. And that will hold it down. And it won't go anywhere. Plenty of glue. And now I'm going to go around the edges. One good thing about these ultra fine tips is you don't waste as much glue as I used to, which is good. All right, I'm going to do one at a time. I'm keeping this paper on there. I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. I think I can bring it down just a little bit. Make sure it's straight on the side, and then down it goes. Look at how pretty that is. I know it's a subtle pattern, but I think if I bring it up closer, you'll be able to see how beautiful. All right, So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. Glue. I don't think, do I need the bone folder anymore? I don't think I do. It's right in front of me if I need it. Let's get the glue stick going. This glue stick has got like paint on it. I've got paint on me because I was painting a little bit before I started the video. You'll see once I show you the cover. I didn't want to do every single step on video. I figured if I do some of it ahead of time, my videos won't be so long. Oh, this is getting gluey. But that's what happens when you're crafting. Let's stand up for this again. You want to make sure you match it up at the top. Make sure you have enough. This is a little crooked. Make sure you have the same amount on each side. You can move it for a little bit. Oh, yeah. Adjusted glue stick again. I need to do art glitter glue. Otherwise, it could come up, and I don't want it to come up. All right, I don't know why I'm being so forgetful today, but whatever. Okay, doing the best I can. All right. So I was very happy that the girl Jessie Miller that won my subscriber giveaway, she sent me a message that she got the package. She hasn't said anything about it yet, but I just said I hope you enjoy it and that you love it. And she said she'd get back to me because she got it like, you know, late in the day or something. So she didn't have a chance to do anything. Oh, okay, here we go. So that's that. Now, I probably do need the bone folder again because we want to make sure this is evenly folded. What is that on the bottom? Just a little extra glue. All right, so it's already feeling like a little journal cover. I love it. Okay, and you'll see what I'm going to do in a little bit, but the next thing we have to do is I'm just going to set this aside. I think I'll put a book on it just until we come back to it. Okay, so let's do that. What I'm doing here is I'm making pockets. That's the next thing I'm doing. So I went ahead and I already made the pockets. I already cut that, and guess what? This punch loves cardstock. It does not like thin paper at all. So what I need to do is use my bone folder again, just to make it lay flatter. So, and we also need to cut some of this bulk. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to cut some of this off. There's too much. Don't need all that. We need some of it, but we don't need all of it. I might keep that. I'm keeping some strips again on the side for when I do collage. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these corners to get some of that bulk out of there. All right. This is a, they call it a gusseted pocket. You can see that there's sides and a bottom. And when you glue them, it gives you more room in the pocket. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one. There's too much on the bottom. We'll trim some of it up. And then we'll cut those corners a little bit. All right, so what happens there is, all right. Okay, so now let's get our cover back. All right, I have a little sip of my cranberry juice with sparkling water. I'm trying not to drink too much soda. All right, here we go. So what we're going to do is, I already made these to fit and everything. I would like that to sit a little flatter. This glue thing is getting in the way. I'll put it off to the side. So what we're going to have here is, oh boy, a bumbling crafter today. I'm going to put a pocket on each side. I just think this is going to be so cute. When you glue down these gusseted pockets, I'm going to take a little bit of that away. It just flew up onto my shelf. All right, I'm not messing around tonight. This one needs to be trimmed more. Okay, so when you put your gusseted pocket on, you do not want to go all the way to the edge. You want to put your glue on the side, not all the way to the edge. If you do that, you're going to glue your pocket shut, and you will not have a gusset, and so you won't be able to open it as much. I've done it, I don't know how many times, but I've figured it out that you can't put the glue on the edge. It has to be down at the, you know. All right, let's try this. And I made it the same size as the paper. Usually I like to see, you know, something sticking out around it. But this, I thought it would look nice just to fit it on there. All right, I'm going to grab a tissue and just wipe up that art glitter glue. Okay. And now look, we have a nice pocket there. We want a gusset. We want it to stick out like that. I hope you can see that. We have to let this dry, but the reason I'm putting this pocket in is, and I don't want to mess with the pocket yet, but these little booklets are going to live there. I just think these are coming out so good. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And I have enough to make another one, so I told you I was going to make another one, and I'll film it. I mean, I'll photograph it and everything, because this one, it's already going to be done, so I missed the boat on that one. It's okay. I've got two. All right. And one of them's going to go in my idea journal. Okay, so that gives you a nice gusseted pocket. Let me just get my bone folder and make that flat. And then we'll go ahead and do that again. Do not go to the edge, please. Just stay at the bottom. Just put plenty so it sticks. You want to make good contact with the glue, but you don't want it going all the way up. I finally learned my lesson. Sometimes I have to make mistakes a few times before I learn from them. I don't know about anybody else, but that's just how I am. I usually line the corner up. Just makes it easier. And then press it down. Make sure it gets a good seal on the edge. And press it down with your dry cloth. And you'll see some of the art glitter glue coming out. And that way you know it's right on the edge where you want it. So here again, we have the gusseted pocket. We want it, that space. Oops, but we gotta let it dry. Because that we're going to be putting that in and out of here, so we want to make sure. I might even put a little extra under there. Right in that corner. And then wipe it up. Because the corner is where, but we don't want to glue it down, right? I think it's going to be fine. All right. It's not glued down yet. Like I didn't lose my gusset, which is good. You want that. And this art glue, once it dries, it is not coming off. If you take it off, it's going to rip all the paper under it, because that's what it does. Now, I just noticed something on the bottom. My paper, even though the paper was the same size as this envelope, I couldn't get it in any further, so I'm just going to ink that little white spot there, just so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. I just love this. I'm thinking I might even just ink a little bit there. Oh, something on there. Just a little bit. Just to define the top of the pocket. Yep, right there, and right there. Okay, that's good. Enough. Oh, I just love it. All right, I'm already starting to turn. I can see me turning. The other day, I ended up way over in the left corner because I drift when I craft, I guess. I didn't know that's what I do, but I do. So I'm going to have another sip. Oh, excuse me. I needed that. My husband and I spent the afternoon working on a, actually, I think I need the dauber for this. He was making me a bookcase for my bedroom. When we moved, I had a black bookcase with some glass doors on it. And it was getting to the point when at the end of the move, where we were running out of space in the truck and the pod and all that. So I had to make a decision to give it away. And I kind of regret it. I had it for years and I really liked it, but it turns out I could have kept it. I did have room, but it's all right. So what we did, you know how I love to recycle things and repurpose things. We took the table that was behind me in my craft room where I put this craft cabinet. And we took the legs off of it, and we took the tabletop because it was solid wood, and he cut it up, and we used every bit of the tabletop and some scrap, what is it called? Some really thin plywood for the back. And we had 3 pieces, and he cut them, and we fit them together so that we could use them up. So we were able to reuse 3 things that we were keeping in the closet and stuff. So I love to do that. And it's solid wood. It's made out of maple or something. We don't know. It was heavy. He said I'm going to have to get L brackets and attach it because it's heavy. And if the kids, ever grabbed it or something, they might pull it down on them. So I'm going to the store and getting L brackets as soon as I paint the bookcase. Maybe I'll drop a picture in now that I know how to do it. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do the same thing with these matching roses. I think they look pretty. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Looks good. That's very pretty. We got our gusseted pockets. I don't want to put these in the pockets yet because we have to put the signature in next and then the cover. I've got to get out this is the kit that I use. I like keeping things in my kits. This is my bookbinding kit. And let's see, where's my favorite? This is my favorite awl. I finally found one that works for me. And I bought these really nice long sewing needles. They're 5 inches long. I think that'll do the trick. Okay, so I need thread. I put my threads in one of these little zipper pouches, grabbed it from the thrift store. Let's see, what color would I like to use with that? I love this color. This seems to be the color I go with the most. Don't know why, but I just love it. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, almost 4. I'm only putting in one signature because this is a small little book. All right, so what I think I will do is go ahead and I'll thread the needle, get it ready. It's good if you have things, you know, ready for you to go. Then I can stick them in my, look at this, I'll stick it in my pin cushion that I got from Joann Fabrics. Their sales are not great. And I was talking to my friend last night. By the time the sales are good at Joann Fabrics, there'll be nothing left. They're trying to get as much money as they can for everything in the store before they close. Let's see what I got over here. Oh yeah, this came out of a calendar or something the other day. I'm going to use this for my spine. Just going to go ahead and I'll cut it. And this doesn't have to be super precise. I just need to sew it in. But I just want to show you how to go about it. I'll keep that paper. I can still use that. Oops, something on there. So what I'm going to do is you fold your paper in half. Then you fold it in half again. Oops. And then you fold it in half again here. That divides your paper up into equidistant segments. This means equal segments. So what I need to do is, all right, so all I have to do is just make sure I go by this piece of paper and marked where I need to put my holes. All right, these are Dollar Tree clips. There's some things in Dollar Tree that are not worth the money, but these are. I love them. This will keep it in place until we're done sewing in the hole, sewing in the signature. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my holes in. Just close it. Close your book a little bit, and you put your awl right where that mark is. Hold your book. Like, oop, it just moved. It's a good thing I looked. This goes right through. It's ridiculous. It's like butter. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's not going to matter that much, but I want it to look nice. That goes right through. So I'm done with that. I'm going to put that back in my pouch because it's sharp. I don't want to get stuck with it. Okay, we can go ahead and take these off. Let's take a look here. See, now we can see where the holes are. Okay, I have this all set up. See, I tried to prep things ahead of time. This is just this is like it looks like handmade paper. I don't think it is. I think it's just made to look like handmade paper. And so I have a piece of paper. I have some of this parchment that I love. I think it's tracing paper. Another piece of paper. Another piece of tracing paper. I just love the way it crinkles. So there's only three pieces of stationery and 2 pieces of the crinkly paper. Because this is a small little book. You don't want a big signature. This is just for, you know, like a little notebook kind of thing. What I have to do is, what did I do with my thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, so what I need to do is, I need my paper again. What I need to do is, I need to match the paper up to the top and bottom, right there. And then I need to mark this. And let's hope it matches up in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Pop my hole. Do another one. All right, let's just hope that these match up. So I've got my needle threaded. I'm just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So you start from the middle, because I want my strings in the middle. If you want your strings on the outside, you start from the outside. So you just go through there. I like to leave a nice long tail. That's why I go like 4 instead of 3. Or 3.5, most people do. So then you go to the top. Where's that hole in the top? Right here. And then you match that up with the hole in the paper, at the top of the paper there. Hope you can see this. Then you come through. There's this, you have extra, so you got to pull that out. That should be plenty long. So we came from the top, you can see in the back. And now we're going to go all the way down to the bottom, go through that hole, and then match up the hole in the cover. Make sure you come all the way through, which we did. It's a little loose right now, but that's okay because, let's see, we want to make sure which is the top. All right. So now we want to go back through the middle, but be careful not to pierce the thread, because if you pierce the thread, it's going to be hard for you to tighten it up. Okay, so we want one on one side and one on the other, which is exactly what we have. Let's take a look at the back. There we go. Okay, so I always pull it one way, and I pull it the other way. And I always check 2 times, see how nice and tight that is. And now I can tie 2 knots. Let me start again. One's a lot longer than the other. I hope that's going to be long enough. So I do one, and then I do another one. I go one way, and then I turn it and do another way, because that gives you a square knot in the middle, which will not come out. Those are pretty long, so I'll just cut to where I think I... Okay, so let's put that away. Let's take the clips off. I can put all my clips away now. Just keep them in a box in the drawer next to me. So I have plenty. I'm never short on those. I had to replace some of them because after a while they do start to, you know, wear out. So look what we have. We have a book. Now, we have to train the paper. You gotta press it down. Look at this, is that tea dyed or coffee dyed paper that I had done. I have a video on, I have a playlist that says coffee and tea dyeing. You can watch that if you're interested. See how I did it. So we're just training the paper to lay flat, that's all. You can tie dangles on there if you, charms on there. You can put a dangle on there, you can do whatever you want. This is just, I'm not gonna decorate this at all. This is all it is. It's just a little book. I just love that. Okay, so what we need to do now is I'm going to bring the cover over. So I was working on the cover today. I'm going to break it down for you. I took some lace and I dyed it. Well, I used the dauber with the ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on top. We don't need this paper underneath anymore. That's just so I could move it. This is going to go like this and like this. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Actually, I think I'm going to ink the edges because it's a little bit too like pristine. And I think the inking goes really well with this marbleized paper. I'm going to actually go a little heavier on there. I just love that look. Grunge it up a little bit. Just kind of, I don't know. I love the look of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to glue this lace in the corner. That's part of the cover. So I think I'm going to use art glitter glue. I'm just going to fill the corner with glue. And we'll just put that down. I think I need a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to do this. And we are at the end, which is great. I'm just putting the cover on. I want plenty of glue, though, because we want that to stick. I was just going to say, you can use art glitter glue for material. Okay. So, that just looks pretty. It's the only reason it's there. It's to look pretty. I'm going to move that up a little bit. So that's okay. It can stick out. I love it. I think I might glue a piece of cardboard on the back just to thicken that up a little, you know, to give it more stability, because it's just a piece of paper. Let's see, I don't want you to be able to see that, so I'm just going to cut it down. Yeah, that's good. Let me make sure you're not going to see any of it. Yeah, okay. All right, so now I'm going to flip that over, let the glue come down, but then I'm going to work on this. So I just took a piece of that matching scrapbook paper that's in the middle. You can see it right there. I took some of that and I took some gold paint, which I have right here. What I'm going to do with this, now that I've used it, I'm not going to put any more on because I let it dry. I'm going to put this, I want to show you before I end. I'm going to use this book for like wiping paint off of paintbrushes to make painty papers. And those make good backgrounds for tags and things. So after I finish the video, I'm just going to do that and leave it, let it dry. And I'll have some gold paint splattered on a bunch of different pages. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this on. Let's see, how do we like it? Yep. This is just part of the stationery that I hand ripped. And I put a little gold on it. I think that looks really good. I might actually go ahead and do a little bit more inking. I like that look. This is going to be covered with a focal point, but that's all right. You're going to see some of it. So a little bit more, and then we're good with that. I just want to come in from the edges a little bit. Okay. So we're just going to do, I left a little bit of the white on this so you could see it. And then I inked around and I put gold paint on it. I just love that look. I'm going to put art glitter glue. Okay, plenty of glue. Let's put a little bit more along the edge. And then we're just going to pop that down. Oh, here's my little napkin. Press it down. Okay, and then now, this is from, I want to show you. This is from a Dollar Tree wall decal set. This is where it came from. I love these. I use them all the time. They work really good. So I'm going to put extra glue on. I'm not putting art glitter glue because if you put art glitter glue on a sticker, you're going to see bumps and stuff. Because it's really hard to smooth it out. So just a little extra. It's already very sticky, but just as a precaution, I like to put a little bit more. So that's my focal point right there. Just make sure you get it down. I love it. It goes with the flowers okay. So now we're going to do art glitter glue. This one comes out a lot more. That's why I had to flip it over and I had to wait for it to come down. Because the bottle's like 3/4 used up. So I'm going to put extra in the corner. I do that all the time. And then I'm just going to lay this down and glue that. And let that sit for just a minute. Press it down. So that's going to glue on. Yeah, see, that gives the cover some more stability. And then this is going down, and then we're going to glue it on there. We are done. All right. I want a lot of glue. I'm not going to be shy with the glue because I don't want this coming back off. Okay, so this is how I build a cover. And I don't care if it sticks up a little bit. It gives it dimension. That's okay with me. I'm not going to press the edges down. I'm only pressing the middle because that gives it more dimension. Oh, look at how pretty that gold glitters. I hope you can see that. So now I'm just going to glue this on. And our little booklet journal is done. Oh, look what's happening here, though. I'm going to put a lot of glue in there. I'm going to put this underneath the book, so it'll be fine. Let's get this on. Let's make sure we have it upright. We have this upright. Nope, it's upside down. See, you got to check. Sometimes I glue signatures in upside down because I didn't check before I put it in whether I was, had it in the right orientation or not. But it happens. All right, so here we go. And that's how you make a little journal booklet. And that didn't take very long at all. I love it. So you can see these two little booklets. They go on either side. That one says, be grateful. And this one says, be kind. And then we have the pages in between that you can write on. It's just a notebook. You could add a little bit more paper in here if you really wanted to. And you could put some more pockets. Decorate it a little bit. For today, this is what I have. I love it. I think it came out really nice. I'll have to think about a closure and maybe a few little dangles. It definitely needs a closure, though. But this is not the kind of book that's going to get thick because, you're either going to just use it as a writing journal or just add a few, journal cards in there or something. This can just be a little private journal. And then these you can journal in as well. So there's plenty of journaling space. I hope you really like this. I mean, I love it. I think it came out really pretty. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe.